Now we're live.
Now we are. Hey, everybody. Welcome to SoundUp
gurgling.
SoundOff. Well, no, I was copying the sound on our cool intro that you made. My name's Chris. This is Sean. And he's actually wearing a branded shirt today. I like that.
Yeah, look at me. What are you wearing?
Huh? I'm wearing normal
Christmas
work
outfit?
attire. Yeah, Christmas.
Thanksgiving
Blue
dinner?
and red. What kind of Christmas do you have at your house? Weird. All right. Get into the show here. Before Sean, let's try
Why
again.
is my hair always messed up on the show?
I don't know. But this is a show where we do a lot of topics and we get to discuss them. And sometimes they're related to voice and what we do. And sometimes they are not because Sean picks them out. Or they're related to sports.
Because Chris picks them out.
Correct. It's like this first one, actually, I didn't even tell you I wanted to jump in here because we were at a SoundUp hosted event, happy hour last week during the Housing Wire Engage conference in Charlotte, North Carolina. And during that event, I'm not even going to talk about the event, that night, the NBA Finals were on TV. Yeah, you don't remember, do you? He had a good time. The NBA Finals were on that night, and the Toronto Raptors won. And what is cool about this to me is that the Toronto Raptors in the NBA is the only franchise in Canada currently. I don't know if you remember, there used to be the Grizzlies out there. But and the Toronto Raptors are it's a city, but the team like represents the whole country. So my question is, do you think that it is more significant for a team like Toronto to win a championship when it's kind of for the whole country versus any other team in the NBA that just wins it for the city?
Yes. I actually thought about that to myself the other day. I was like, no one would care if I said that out loud. I was like, wow, Canada just won.
Yeah.
But
like
they've
Canada, the country won.
But have they ever had a team that won? Ever?
No, it's first NBA championship for that
Not just that
franchise.
team, but also the
for
whole country.
For the country.
Yeah.
I heard they were like celebrating across the country.
Isn't it kind of strange how we have two sports that are like hockey and basketball and baseball, I guess? What other sports?
Montreal, yeah. No, it's baseball.
What's the NFL doing?
What's the NFL? They have because Canada has their own football league with really weird rules. So they have their own, they have their own rules up in the CFL. I actually knew some. Actually, I had an agent who used to work for me in the real estate company Eagle Realty, and his son was a coach in the Canadian Football League.
That's probably confusing if he came from a different league.
Kind of cool.
So anyway, I have some things to talk about.
All right. Anyway, congratulations, Toronto.
Yeah, good job. You're
SoundUp approved.
Yeah, so
NBA Finals game.
I'm going to jump into some of these things I have here because having an Alexa chat will soon feel a lot more natural. They are upgrading it. I always complain about how Google talks to you better. They're actually going to upgrade soon, where if you ever say something to Google, it kind of just understands what you meant to say. Alexa doesn't do that. You have to be very, very specific, and I find it frustrating. So very, very soon, they're going to have that feature. Are you excited about that, or do you not have conversations with robots very often?
I talk to robots all the time, and I think I'm excited about it, but at the same time, am I excited about it in the sense that, like, like they have to. Like, there's no way, like, you're not going to change culturally and I think individually certain speech patterns and different areas of the country, of the world, where how you say things, the order of your sentence, words that you use. They're going to have to make the AI and voice assistants more intuitive and understand those nuances and those subtleties of what was meant to be said, or the main subjects of what is meant to be said. So it's kind of like what we talk about with like Alexa with the slots when you build skills. It's like, there's key phrases that may not change that have to be the staple intent, but at the same time, all the little ums and y'alls and all that kind of fun stuff. It has to be
slang in
noticed.
general can be hard to understand. Yeah, there's nothing worse than saying turn on a certain light and you didn't say it exactly correct and she won't do it, like this room this morning.
What did you say?
I said turn on the light, but that one only has one light. You'd think she would be like, oh, that one.
No, but you labeled it studio, so it has to be studio.
I did. So maybe I'm the dumb one. Probably.
Robots are going to prove us stupid.
Also, right now, as of 20 minutes ago, Google Calendar's down. So if you're having some really, really weird issues. I was just checking the audio, by the way, and I was hearing like a couple of seconds ago conversation while talking at the same time, so that was weird. Nazim, hey, buddy. So when the Blue Jays win the World Series, is that Canada that won? Interesting.
Are there more than one? Well, is it more than one baseball team? I'm not a baseball person, so I don't know.
I don't think
more
so.
than? Are there more than?
I don't think so.
When the Blue. Yeah, no.
And his wife chucked Alexa out the window and used it like a hockey puck. Funny, we have a commercial. Chris does the same thing.
Guys check out our SoundUp Now Facebook page, and you can watch that commercial. I feel like the other sports, there are multiple teams, or there. I feel like there are. I really feel like there's multiple teams in baseball in Canada. I could be wrong. I'm not Canadian, so
Let us know.
But I just like basketball better. Sorry.
Yeah. By the way, so Google Calendar's down. Just wanted to let everybody know since we're live, and it just popped up a minute ago. So sorry.
Like we did it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. Facebook is going to launch a cryptocurrency.
In fact, I think they did launch it. If I remember the article.
They announced it.
Called Libra. Okay,
but it's it's launching though in next year. But it's still going to be supported by MasterCard and Visa. So does that mean you'll have a cryptocurrency that you can like spend at Target?
Does that mean you can order SoundUp straight from Facebook through the cryptocurrency membership? I believe that I was a little surprised at the name that they went with Libra.
It's like a Greek god or something. I don't know.
I thought it was like a sign, like I'm an Aries, and there's like Libras.
That's like Greek, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay, sure.
We're not mystical people. We
Not
don't know.
really.
Let us know in the comments.
But I thought it would be something more Facebooky. But yeah, I mean, I think.
Oh, Lyft. Okay, so I'm just seeing this Stripe. So yeah, you guys could. Would you, as a business, would you accept cryptocurrency if it's a very volatile cryptocurrency like Bitcoin's almost back to 10,000, but 2 months ago it was at 2,500 or a few months ago.
Right.
But then long term it could go up. Do you think this helps crypto in general? AT&T, I'll say this, since AT&T announced that they're accepting payments here in the U.S., crypto has kind of been on the way up. I don't think that's all that's done it, but...
Are we worrying about who's accepting it?
So we're a business, right? And we get 1,000 new members sign up, and, and so we'll say it's $1 a member. It's not, but if it was, so it's $1,000. But then crypto drops 50%. Well, now we have $500.
Yeah.
Do you worry about that at all? Now, granted, the U.S. dollar, the euro, all those things go up and down too, but crypto's a little more volatile.
It's a little bit more volatile, and the whole basis of it is it doesn't have a standard unit as most currencies should, or still say they do, even though I know that fluctuates as well. So, like I said, I'm almost less concerned about who's accepting currency than when somebody creates it, like a Facebook, or when Amazon creates their cryptocurrency, or when whatever worldwide dominant type business organization wants to declare creating a cryptocurrency. I think that gives it more validity as far as it actually working and lasting, depending on on who's backing it. But I'm less worried about where it's accepted. Like that doesn't bother me. I mean, there's a lot of places that'll trade you a fish for a basket. I don't care.
Well,
about
the thing about crypto
who's making
is it's
crypto.
worldwide. So you have a U.S. dollar, you go across overseas, and then you've got to exchange it or whatever. But
some places.
But so if you have it and you live in England, and do they have Uber over there and stuff? Okay, so and you come over here and you have your Libra account or however the wallet, however they do it. Excuse me. But then you can just Uber and stuff over here. I mean, it's a worldwide currency. They have these partners set up. If they're accepting it, this is a very neat thing that you can pay for different things. Include, you could buy it through Coinbase, you could PayPal, Uber, Lyft. I mean, is an interesting concept that you can travel worldwide if it gets picked up. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies out there with a lot of different functions. It's interesting. A possibility of that. So I don't know. We've followed crypto. We're not crypto experts or anything. We've invested in some of them. So
I think there's a basis for somewhat of a logical progression of cryptocurrency working. I think there's also on the other side of the spectrum a big governmental control issue that will come down the pipeline. That
I think it's banned in China.
Might halt it, or at least give it second tier validity compared to standard currencies. But just to your point, I've gone out of the country a handful of times, but multiple places, and the dollar works. American dollar, like you have that.
Especially depending on where you are. So, all right, next here, this is going to excite you a lot. Have you ever watched Mythbusters?
You've said that before.
Have you ever watched Mythbusters?
Yes.
You know Adam Savage is
Yes.
one of the guys. He's built a flying Iron Man suit in a new episode of a show where he basically, it's called Savage Builds. He builds an actual
I need to see this actually happen.
and trying to see if it's bulletproof and
Y'all
the
can't see the
whole
screen.
thing.
Can you see the
They
screen?
can see the screen, yeah.
Oh, okay. They can on the podcast, so we apologize.
If
need
you
to
are
go to
listening, we're watching
theverge.com.
them shoot a gun, Mythbuster style slow mo. Look at the zip ties just bust off from the gun. Shooting this Iron Man suit basically,
Interesting.
and so he flies it and does all these other things with it.
I just want to see it fly. I really could care less about.
I think you have to watch the show.
Oh.
Let's
All
see.
right, if he can actually fly, I am excited about that. I will give you.
Wow, look at that! It's the first thing on Google.
Does it go on him like when Tony Stark walks into his house and it goes,
Oh,
he
wow.
like walks and it like takes it off of him as he's walking?
If you're listening, you should go over to the SoundUp Facebook and possibly watch this or Google this yourself. Is it going to play an ad? It's going to play an ad.
All right. Anyway, I didn't even really know Mythbusters still was a show. and
It's
still
not, it's
existed.
not.
Okay.
But if that's anything for you.
Building a real.
The arms don't look as good because he had to put thrusters on it, but
Interesting.
it looks like it works.
I like moving to the jetpack era.
That's pretty exciting.
One of my dreams was always to fly.
Well, before we get into our last segment, I have one more exciting thing. If you've watched some of our live streams before, we've played around with the filters that are on there. How about the Pakistan government official meeting that they live streamed the other day? Someone accidentally turned on the cat filter. And I must say that this is one of the best things I've ever seen. If you're listening, this is an official government meeting where the cat filter kept putting itself on different people's faces, and no one was aware of it until it was over.
And this was a live stream.
A live stream political meeting, a serious meeting, and there's always someone there with a cat costume on, essentially.
Wow. And what country is this?
This is Pakistan.
That's all.
So there you go.
That's. They don't seem like they did that on purpose. in
No.
Pakistan. Probably not.
It looks like a serious meeting too. They were not happy looking at all.
Filter hater.
Yeah. So that was pretty great. So when you live stream and you put the phone down, make sure you don't tap that button there. So now for our last segment, we do Alexa Skill Stumper, where we try to give each other we want to hear their opinion or maybe stump them possibly. I think you're winning right now because I think you stumped me with the mortician.
I mean, I'm winning all the time.
All right. So my one for you that I came up with last week is you're either fresh out of college or you want to go out on your own and you want to get a job. What about a resume or CV skill that you would download my skill as a resume? What would you do, and would it work? If
right.
maybe you were going for a technology or a marketing job, right? What are your thoughts on
Hold on. So your industry you're talking about just somebody looking for a job fresh out of college.
Yeah, say you're like a marketing or a tech person and you want to get a job at a place. Do you think it would be impressive if you just said send them your skill as a resume?
See, I think what's difficult with that is it's B2B to an extent. Like you're trying to connect with other businesses, not on the consumer level or household. And I'm not sure how many businesses have adopted Alexa into their office work setting, because you'd almost have to hear that. I mean, I get here's where that could be cool. Okay, so back probably over the last 20 years, and especially when I was in college, I think everybody was really finding out how do you differentiate yourself through resumes. Do you remember when you used to send a video resume, or you did something, you didn't just have the standard block resume with all the typing out, you added some, whether it was fonts or different things, or people started doing their resume on actual physical different paper and make it look more like a presentation. I remember PowerPoint resumes that were linked out and sent. So I could see this as a way to maybe you you create a skill that is a custom skill. I think you'd have to do it through custom skill. Well, I'll give you both. Through a custom skill, I think you could basically create your resume on our custom skill platform using a lot of different skillets that could actually talk about you. You could have the podcast in there that's more of like not a podcast, but it's like an audio, who am I type feel. They could ask questions that relate to the job or the field that you are, and like, okay, what degrees does Chris have? And question answer. So I think Q&A could actually come into it a lot. And then of course contact. Do you want to contact this candidate? You want to contact me? For a potential interview. Like we could build that all into the skill, but you'd have to send it in such a manner, like connect, like maybe through like LinkedIn or something like that, send the link to the skill as your resume.
Well, let me tell you what this branched off of. I was reading an article about how...
I wasn't done. I had a flash briefing too, but go ahead.
Well, just that part.
Okay.
Chris gets mad when I interrupt, but I listen to too many podcasts where they get interrupted. Listen to a podcast where they're on Skype. Sometimes that's horrible.
Yeah.
So there's some people apparently building websites for themselves. And it's
website resumes, that's another one.
Yeah, so chrisward.com, and that's your resume. But then if you had the skill on there to enable my skill to learn more about me and have a conversation, like
which is what I just said,
right?
Only like sending it directly.
But that's
to
how the reason I jumped in is because you were talking about the link. Like that's where I kind of got the idea where they were doing that. Because if you were a developer and we were looking to hire a skill developer, and that's what you sent us.
That would make a lot of sense with our company.
But if you're trying to get a management position at Food Lion or Publix, I don't know.
What I would like is like if you became a member and then you created we helped you create a custom skill, and that was your resume to try and work for us.
Is it illegal to pay for a job?
Like that.
Is that bribery in a way?
No.
I gave you guys money. Free trial. You could do it during the trial.
You do it during trial period. I think, and then I really believe like a flash briefing. If you could get an employer to like listen to your flash briefing, and it's just like your know-how in a certain industry or skill set or career, and like you're like giving out value information about the job that you could be doing. I think that would be cool. Like you're like consistently like putting that out.
If you were going to your houses at this time of day for open houses, maybe, and you're sitting there like, this guy's telling me how to do my job. I haven't even hired him.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think you could do something with flash briefings. But I think those websites where it is your resume. I mean, that was the premise for LinkedIn. Was like your page is your. I mean, the way they built the platform for LinkedIn is your resume. So you can just do that for free, or you can build a website and make it look way cooler and implement the skill idea for you. Okay, so
no, you can't do that. Never mind.
Anyway, you ready for mine?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I've been trying to think of like entrepreneurial things, because we could like name jobs all day that where you may not have the ability to like get the skill, but something that we've talked about, but I want some very specific ideas. Is there ways for you that you think implementing? Well, let me phrase this a different way.
I feel like this is going to be a confusing one.
No.
Not
I just didn't know if
sponsored by
it's going to be
Starbucks, by
good.
the way.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Thanks for mine. So I'm thinking that you've talked about Alexas in restaurants, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm kind of feeling specifically less of the restaurant side, more of the bar side. So like we did a happy hour last week at Engage and Housing Wire. We were like in a hotel lobby bar, all right? And there's other I think there's other more nightlife type feel bars. I have an idea that I think would be cool. I think it would be cool because of a situation we were in when we were in Charlotte last week. And I don't know if he'll bring it up, so I'll wait. But more of the nightlife bar life type feel, not like the restaurant. Like I know those ones.
Right. So just nightlife,
so like nightlife bar, that kind of operation.
Yeah, I think you could do a couple of things. So for a long time ago, we had an app called Drink Myrtle Beach, just a happy hour app, and every month we would feature a bartender and they would have a drink, and then we'd have like the ingredients of the drink. So you could do that. Have a feature.
Are you thinking that flash briefing or a custom skill?
Custom skill. You could also implement it as a flash briefing as the update, but you could have who's this month's featured bartender, and then you could say what's their drink, what's the ingredients and stuff like that, and then you get to make your drink that they custom made for that. You could also ask about, the DJ, depending on the type of club, DJ or band, even possibly hear a sample from this week's artist is this. Here's one of their songs, something like that, or ask to listen to one of their songs. So you could really kind of bring that into it. Tonight is some kind of weird special night, about the event and explaining the event, play the type of music it might be in the background while you're doing it. Really give people a feel for what it is. What if you even had a lot of people when they're getting ready to go out, they're listening to music and dancing around at their house and stuff. I don't. Some people do. I've seen this. What if you what if you were like this really awesome bar dance club, and then you said, get me ready to go to Club Chris. And then it had this tonight we'll be doing this. It has music playing that they're going to have there. So you get into the mindset of what it's going to be like when you get there.
Yeah.
That's really outside the box, but that would be kind of cool to say, I'm almost like a pre-game skill to go to the place almost.
Are you saying drinking games on the skill?
No, I meant music, dance, getting ready for it.
I'm saying drinking games on the skill.
Idea.
I think that's an idea right there. But I also think that to add to that, so where my brain went to was there's a lot of times, especially I feel like in cities or if you're walking around an area like that and you see a place and it's not open yet and it's open it opens at 9 or something. If you had some way of voice technology there that you could get information about what's going on that night, because there's lots of times you're walking around downtown in the middle of the day, you're like, oh, I want to come back to that place, but you really don't know the atmosphere because you're just visiting
outside
outside of the place. You could kind of have a Alexa console kiosk type thing set up that could answer a lot more questions.
When we talked about we live in a tourist town, and I don't know if I mentioned on the show or I mentioned on another podcast where it would be really nice for the restaurants here, and I know you might be the person that says, I never wait for a restaurant, but when you live in this town, you have to. At least 30 minutes, minimum.
Oh, on a wait.
This time
In the
of year.
summertime, yes.
Some places are a few hours, but what if you had, for example, your bar, club, restaurant, they have these Alexa buttons, right? They have these games.
Oh, you can.
So you could have an Alexa outside in some kind of case where no one could get to it, and you could have kids where they play these quiz games and they have to hit the buttons and stuff. There's ways you can use it to keep the crowd entertained, ask questions and different things like that maybe would help. There's nothing worse than having a family wait an hour for dinner and the kids are getting cranky. If they had something to do, there's a possibility of something you might.
Chris Martin, if you're watching.
Yeah. If you've got 12 kids or 15 or 20.
Okay, so here's the other thing I thought about, besides it being like you said, kind of on the restaurant or there, whether it's a wait, whether you're trying to find out information because it's not open yet or you just found the place. To add to that, and I don't know, this would take a little collaboration, I think, from owners and a little bit of what I would call confidence in your bar and product. But remember when we were walking around and we're like, where's rooftop bars? Mm-hmm. I'd love to be in the bar, though, and ask for specific types of places that may not be where I'm at. But it'd be kind of cool to know, where's the closest rooftop bar so I can get to it? Or, hey, where are they playing jazz music tonight? And you guys kind of because I know there's associations, there are mutual beneficial of businesses, and if you could kind of collab and create maybe a skill that provides value to a person and shows it's Miracle on 34th Street when Santa sent them over across the street to Gimbel's.
You could take it a step further,
or Macy's or wherever.
Get an Echo Show with a screen on it, and when said place pops up, have
a map directions,
QR code that they could scan. It pops up and gives them directions.
And ride a scooter.
Ride a scooter.
Perfect.
Takes them to a web page possibly where you can capture information about the person.
Yeah.
And that information, when that QR code is scanned, goes to that place. So you've helped somebody else, but maybe you've got a lead.
Here's the point. If you have an industry or need a custom skill or flash briefing and don't know why you would need one or maybe what you should put into one, you can contact us.
If you see this, we call this diarrhea of the brain.
And this is called Alexa Skill Stumper.
Diarrhea is a bad thing.
And we want to help you because we really believe that flash briefings, Alexa custom skills, being in the voice space with voice technology, your business, your brand, your content needs to be there. And that's what we want to help you do and be on the front end of this, because you saw what happens with websites in 99, the .coms and YouTube and Facebook ads and Instagram. And now I don't have an Alexa app.
This is live. I can't just... That's what
We used to have one,
No,
didn't
you
we?
know what we need to do? We need to get a little green screen, a little tiny green screen thing, and we just like put whatever we want on it.
Ooh.
It's not a bad
a good
idea.
idea.
All right, we will be back. By the way, we have some insane. I sound like I say this all the time.
Insane.
ShamWow. I have a really exciting update coming soon. A huge feature. We're going to be launching SoundUp now 4.0. We're adding a 4, so we're calling it that. But Friday, if you're a member, you get access to our Facebook group. Make sure you're in there. We're going to do a sneak preview of a feature that I think 80% of you have either asked for or wanted.
I say we do a sneak preview and we actually give the link to people to go use it.
Yeah. So if you want to beta
But you have
test
to be
something
you have to be in our Friday happy hour group.
and aware that it's in beta, maybe
Yes, it's in
it
beta.
could be ready to go.
Beta.
Who knows?
We just call everything beta.
Yeah, beta's
Till
fun.
you break it.
All right. Hopefully, I'm going to play an outro and it works, and we will see you in the group. If you want to, go to soundupnow.com/follow. If you're a member, you can. You'll see it on there. You can click there, and
You guys have a great Tuesday.
is it Tuesday?
Yeah, it's Tuesday. Sound Up, Sound Off. Signing off.